All right, y'all. Well, just a few days ago, I did a video going over the lyrics of Florence and the Machine's King, which you can find right here. And I promised a reaction to, or a commentary upon, really is what it is, the music video itself. So the words of the song, the lyrics, the poem therein bore mention, particularly as coming from Florence Welch. Just really absolutely fascinating stuff. Now we're going to look at that with the work that is the video and interact with the visuals, which are telling a similar story and bringing out similar themes. So, sin más, it'll be reaction format, but of course I'm not, it's not like a YouTube reaction where, oh, look, it's the first time I'm watching this. I've seen this, so I will be commenting upon it. Let's do it. So the first comment, as we zoom in on Florence's character here, it's very interesting that the video starts with the man. Particularly when we see the ending. In a sense, this video is about the man. You'll recall the song starts with an argument between a man and a woman in the kitchen.
We argue in the kitchen about whether to have children, about the world ending in the scale of my ambition, and how much is art really worth. The very thing you're best at is the thing that hurts the most.
Okay, so, and I'm actually going to bring up the closed caption from here on out. I'm going to try very hard not to just rehash the same old ground lyrically, but recall that this song is about womanness and Florence confronting the fact that she has had to sacrifice something, perhaps her womanness, for the sake of her art and success in her art. But as we said in the previous video, this is not some abstract thing. She's coming to this because of the arc of her own life and because of the relationship that she's in.
But you need your rotten heart, your dazzling pain like diamond rings. You need to go to war to find material to sing. I am no mother, I'm no bride, I'm king.
I am no mother, I am no bride, I am king. Here we go.
I need my golden crown of sorrow, my bloody sword to swing, my empty halls to echo with grand self-mythology. I am no mother.
And it's really interesting. We talked about the empty halls, how she's telling this story. She has her mythology, and yet what does it mean? Because it's told in these empty halls, where the empty halls are not some Valhalla-like empty hall, which is tragic enough as it is, which I at least imagine when I just listened to the song. This was filmed in Kiev in the Ukraine, and there's this industrial modernist emptiness that and she is dressed like a medieval character, really a fairy tale character, some dread fey queen, and here he is in dark drab colors, dressed like the Englishman or European that he is, in an absolutely barren context.
I am no bride, I am king.
She has the power.
I am no mother, I am no bride, I am king.
Okay, so this is a very vampiric image, right? She sweeps him to her, and she takes him away and, well, kills him. And we'll see how this evolves as we continue through the video. But there's, I mentioned in the previous video how there was a sort of, an objectivity to this. She's trying to examine herself from the outside without giving herself necessarily the benefit of the doubt. So immediately she frames herself here as one who is willing to kill to be king.
That a woman is a changeling, always shifting shape. Just when you think you have it figured out, something new begins to take. What strange claws are these, scratching at my skin?
So what strange claws are these, scratching at my skin? She never thought that her killer would come from within. I forget exactly what the words are. And here we have a sort of familiar, right? So she is a vampire king, she is a witch king, and here is a vampiric familiar, a male, a slave in this world that is being built visually. And what a shot that is, huh? I mean, the framing of that is absolutely spectacular, particularly with the tree there. I mean, trees obviously are very powerful. Nordic mythology puts a lot into trees, but trees are also significant in Fey Celtic mythologies. This tree is leafless and fruitless right now. Everything about this landscape is bare. It's old and bare.
Never knew my killer would be coming from within. I am no mother, I'm a bride, I'm a king.
Okay, so she is the color in this video, but here we see now woman minions. The only observation I'm going to make here, besides their drabness, right? Everything exists to serve her in this video. And, remember that the arguments she was having in the first verse are cosmic. So this is about the whole world as far as she's concerned. And these women, they're shambling, they're shuffling, but most importantly, they are climbing stairs. They are climbing a ladder, right? So this is standing in for the vision of success, of female success and of feminine success that is barren, concrete, and modern. But this is the climb to success.
I'm a mother, I'm a bride, I'm a king. I need my golden crown of sorrow, my bloody sword to swing. I need my empty...
Now make no mistake, these women can stand in for her various dreams, her ambitions, her art. But they are also women, right? So she is a king, but so I think that these women can stand in both as womankind and women, and can stand in for the things that she has done.
halls to echo with grand sales mythology, 'cause I am no mother, I am no bride, I am king.
Not a coincidence, a raised fist, right? The fist of resistance, the fist of solidarity. In this case, a feminist fist. Now, Florence has always dressed in a very feminine fashion. She likes wearing dresses. And she has long hair. So that's actually been a part of her visual persona forever. So she is a woman in full, in the sense that I mean, she's having this modern confrontation with herself about having kids, but there's never in her art, unlike with many other artists, she has no doubt. She is a woman. And so now these representations, these women are all long-haired, they're wearing dresses. Femininity is what's at stake. Femininity is what's being described here. Femininity and femaleness.
I am no mother.
I have to go back to that. I'd forgotten that was right at that moment. She raises her fist. She raises her fist, as do all these women, and then she puts her hand on her womb as she is saying, I am no mother. This is the first time in these two videos that I bring up the question of abortion. I don't know if she has had any abortions. The womb becomes hostile because of abortions. Having an abortion makes it more difficult to have children. I'm saying nothing about her. I'm simply saying, what I am saying is that in the context, in our society, with this song, these gestures and what she is saying, quite naturally, the fruitlessness of abortion comes leaping to mind. You know, I find these women fascinating. The costuming here is absolutely incredible. They have these fingerless gloves, which puts us immediately in a dirty Victorian Oliver Twist sort of mindset. These dresses are intact and would be beautiful, but for their color. And their color is sooty, so it's utterly barren and modern, like what the architecture that we're in. Fruitless, like, you know, if this architecture is fruitless, this architecture is inhuman, and the dresses become associated with it. But most importantly, at least to my eye, when I see these dresses combined with their movements, the dresses feel like rags. Okay, there is a frenzy. And frenzies are pagan, right? I mean, all humans and all philosophies and all religions are capable of expression and express themselves artistically. But frenzies, including Christian frenzies, are pagan. What they are is submissions to the earth gods, right? You're allowing the earth gods to take yourself over. Your body takes over, right? Your mind goes away, your body takes over. Here they are in gray, in rags. Isn't it interesting that she has a cross on her right hand? You see that tattoo? She is red and purple. Her purple, of course, is royal. I don't know if Wilde, the woman who made the video, and Florence Welch were intending this, but I think there's something menstrual here as well because of the coloring. They're in rags. And so there's a pagan frenzy, the body taking over. And this is something that all humans must confront. The fact that they wish to live an elevated life, a spiritual life, a life that means something. They want to commune with the sky gods, if we can use first wave feminist, not first wave, but, you know, not third wave and not a persona grata feminist, Camille Paglia, the earth gods and the sky gods dichotomy that she talks about. Where was I going? Right, we all, right, this is a human aspiration to commune with the sky gods. And ultimately, of course, you know, we find that in Jesus Christ and the incarnation. Or regardless, we want the sky gods and the benefit and blessings that they can give us. And yet we are humans. We constantly find ourselves dragged down into the mud, ruled by the tides. And woman is more subject to that than man. Every month she is reminded, right? You have a child, man may have to go out, and if he's a good man, care for the woman and the child, go and work and go and hunt. He sacrifices himself and he gives up his life for them. But the binding, that the female body has, just biologically, to that process and to the earth is much more profound. It cannot be abstracted away, right? A man can choose to be a bad man much more easily than a woman can choose to reject these things that her body is for. Which is why I think it's really actually powerful. When they're, as they are dancing and they're in this frenzy, their skirts are coming up above what one would consider decent, right? So we are seeing all of them. And by the way, I approve of this. I'm not bringing any prudery into this. I think it adds to the message, right? This combination of frenzy and sexualization is inevitable. I cannot help. And I wonder if Wilde did this on purpose. That image, here she is, pulling her artistic aspirations, all of womankind behind her. But she looks like Little Red Riding Hood, the archetype of the woman who must learn virtue by staying on the good path. And Little Red Riding Hood is helpless in many ways, including the fact that in most tellings she must be rescued by a man because she has strayed from the good path, because she did not listen to the feminine wisdom of her grandmother or mother. Regardless of what you think of the story, this image is so evocative of that. She is king. There's all this power and this energy and this frenzy. She's just Little Red Riding Hood. I have to say it. I am woman, hear me roar. Irony underlines absolutely everything being done here. Right? She's not saying any of this stuff that's being said. She's ironizing it all. Here they are. Now this figure is new, but the men reappear. Notice that they are all of them motionless.
I was never as good as I always thought I was, but I knew how to dress it up. I was never satisfied.
I want to go back to that image. Okay. We mentioned in the previous video how she says she is a king. We also talked about how in the terms she was talking in, she is a god. So that's right there. She's perfectly positioned there. But, here we have these layers, right? So this is where, this is about her. And these aspects of her femininity are below. The men are above that. And I'm not sure what that means, but they're certainly above her essential self. They're certainly below, rather, her essential self.
Dress it up. I was never satisfied. You never let me go. Just drag me by my hair and back on with the show.
Okay, this is a very interesting image because this is the part where she says, right, that her art dragged her by her hair, and we talked about in the previous video how it made her his slave, the art, right? So instead of enslaving herself to a man, she was enslaved by the caveman of art who dragged her away by her hair. Behold a vision of martyrdom, right? That is the mantle that she is assuming, the mantle of martyrdom. Okay, so where is the irony in assuming the mantle of martyrdom? Well, here it is. This part surprised me. I thought it would perhaps go in one direction. It went in another, and honestly was more consistent for the direction it went in. Remember, this is about a relationship. She is confronting her femininity because of this relationship. So it turns out he's alive. Okay, so this is the moment I found myself when I first saw this, wondering what was going to happen and what its meaning might be. Is there some sort of ambivalence that she feels? No, she feels no ambivalence. She confronts herself. It's not a kiss. She is devouring him. And I've been saying Wilde the whole time. I should have been saying De Wilde. Directed by Autumn De Wilde. Well, if you want to hear a little bit more from me about the meaning of the song in itself, then you should watch the previous video. But I definitely wanted to take a little moment to talk about the symbols within this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this. The peace of Christ be upon you.
What day is it today? Remind me.
It's Sunday, Mr. Pinch.
Sunday. And what do we do on a Sunday morning, wherever we happen to be? We go to church, you bloody heathen!